Cold water does not freeze you to death. The people it kills in the first 15 minutes are 98.6 inside. Warm, drowning. 8 of every 10 deaths happen in 2 short windows. Dave is in one right now. The other is not in the 11 days that follow. The clock starts when you hit the water. It does not stop when you get out. The wreck is behind him. He is floating. Nothing hurts. In the next 60 seconds, his own body will try to drown him. He cannot stop it. Nobody can. It starts at the surface of the skin. The sensors that trigger this sit 0.2 of a millimeter down. Not deep, not protected. Right there. Which is why body fat does nothing here. The signal reaches the brainstem. The brainstem answers with a reflex. It pulls the diaphragm down, hard. 2 to 3 liters of air. He does not decide to take it. Above the surface, that is a gasp. Under a wave, it is a swallow. A man this size drowns on about 1.5 liters. One reflex is bigger than that. The life jacket does not help. It holds him up between waves. It does not choose when he inhales. His heart is getting 2 orders at once. Cold skin tells it to run. 96 beats a minute becomes 156. A face in cold water tells it the opposite. Slow down, shut down. Both signals arrive. The heart tries to obey both. In a healthy heart, that is enough to break the rhythm. Breathing goes from 12 times a minute to 66. In a warm pool, you could hold your breath for a minute. Here, 9.5 seconds. Sometimes less than 1. The water is not cold enough to freeze anything yet. It never needed to be. This part lasts about 3 minutes, and then it eases. Most of the people who die out here never get past it. Minute 1, the breath you did not choose. Minute 3, Dave's hands stop answering. He is not cold yet, not the way you mean it. Inside, he is still 98.6. He will stay that way. That is the problem. Nerves run on temperature. Every degree the tissue loses, the signal down that nerve arrives later. Muscle has a floor, and hand muscle hits it first. 2 minutes in cold water takes 16% of his grip. That is minute 2. He has not tried to swim anywhere yet. The surface fibers quit first. The deep ones take the load. They are not built for it. They burn out fast. The whole thing runs on a timer he cannot see. The arm holding the phone has been in the wind for 10 minutes. It goes first. By minute 10, the fingers are done. Then the hands. Then the arms. This is called swim failure, and the name is polite. It means he can no longer hold his own face above a wave. His legs work. His lungs work. His brain is fully awake. He watches it happen. There is nothing to fight. Nothing is attacking him. A British report went through these deaths and found something worse. 55% of shipwreck victims drown within 3 meters of safety. Most of them were strong swimmers. They did not freeze. They were warm when they went under. The paperwork says hypothermia. The paperwork is wrong. Minute 10. The hands go before the body does. There is a dark line on the horizon. Dave decides it is land. His eyes are 8 inches above the water. From there, the horizon is under 2 miles away. Anything short of it looks closer than it is. At this height, people underestimate distance threefold, so the line is either land or weather or nothing. He cannot tell, and he has already made up his mind. He shakes one boot off to swim faster. He kicks away from the wreckage. Water pulls heat out of a body 25 times faster than air. His arms have been shutting down for 10 minutes. His core has not. Cold blood is being held out in the arms and legs. His own cooled limbs are working as insulation. It is not comfortable. It is keeping him alive. Kicking hard breaks it. Working muscle demands blood. It runs out to the legs. It gives its heat to the ocean. It comes back cold. Every kick is a delivery. Swimming cools him 1/3 to 1/2 faster than floating still. In water this cold, a swimmer covers 800 to 1,500 meters before the arms quit. It takes about 47 minutes, trained or not. Dave's arms stopped 37 minutes early. He is kicking. That is all he has. At 30 minutes, the brain cools enough that changing your mind gets hard. He does not consider turning back, because considering is work now. The line on the horizon has not moved. Behind him, the wreckage is still floating. The people who stay with it live longer. Hour 1. Moving is the most expensive thing a cold man can do, and he is about to find something that looks like a reward. 6 hours later, something orange is riding the swell. The raft came off the ship on its own. A pressure switch cut it loose a few meters down. It is floating upside down. To flip it, he has to find a strap on the underside. Stand on the tube, fall backward. All 3 need hands. Nobody has measured how long this takes without them. Survivor reports say hours. Some say never. Dave gets it over. He gets himself in the same way. using his chin and his teeth. This is the moment he thinks he has won. The floor of a life raft is not a floor. It is fabric, with the ocean on the other side. There are always puddles inside. There is no version of this where it is dry. Wet clothing in wind does not insulate. It evaporates. It takes heat with it, faster than the sea did. He is out of the ocean and cooling faster than he was in it. The raft has a kit for exactly this. Rations, water, a sponge, a bailer, all of it inside hard-sealed containers. His grip is down somewhere between 60 and 80%. The canopy zippers have crystallized with salt. He cannot open a single thing in his own survival kit. The bailer is in there with everything else. So Dave bails his raft with the boot he never took off. It works. It is the only thing on board that does. Hour 6. Getting out of the water did not stop the water. And by tomorrow, the cold stops being the thing that is killing him. Day 2. The sun comes up. For the first time since the wreck, Dave is warm. It is the last good thing that happens to him. The cold has stopped being the problem. Something else has been running since he climbed in. The raft does not sit on the ocean. It rides every wave. Nothing in the human ear is built for that. Almost nobody escapes seasickness in one of these. Dave does not. Every time he is sick, he loses water he cannot replace, and salt, and the chemistry that keeps his muscles firing. The tablets for this are in the survival kit. He gets the kit open on day 2 with his teeth. He needed them 30 hours ago. The sun does the rest. Salt water dries on skin and leaves the salt behind. Sweat evaporates before it can cool him. Wind takes a layer of him with it every hour. Every hour on deck costs him fluid he is not putting back. He does not feel thirsty yet. Thirst is a late signal. By the time it arrives, the deficit is already days old. Meanwhile, his feet have been in the same puddle since hour 6. This does not require freezing. It never did. Cold salt water holds the vessels in his feet shut. Shut vessels mean no blood. No blood means the nerves start to die. 12 to 24 hours is all it takes. The salt opens sores where the skin folds. And when he finally pulls his feet out and warms them, the blood comes back into damaged nerves. That is when it becomes unbearable. A kidney needs about 500 milliliters a day just to carry waste out. That is the floor. That is doing nothing. Dave is nowhere near it. Day 2. He is losing water in 4 places at once, and none of them is his mouth. Then it starts to rain. It rains for about 20 minutes. He catches maybe a mouthful in the canopy fold. To do it, he sits up in the open, in the wind, soaked again. The water goes in. The heat goes out. The rain costs him more than it brings. Day 4. His tongue has swollen, his voice is gone, and he is floating on an unlimited supply of water. Seawater carries about 2,400 units of salt per liter. A human kidney can concentrate urine to 12, maybe 1,400. That is the ceiling of the organ. So to push the salt from 1 liter of seawater out of his body, the kidney has to spend 1.5 to 2 liters of fresh water doing it. He does not have that water. Nobody does. So it takes it from inside his own cells. Every cell in him gives up fluid to dilute what he just drank. He drinks a liter of ocean and ends the hour drier than he started. The more he drinks, the faster it goes. In 1943, a neurologist reviewed 289 survivors of open water. The seawater drinkers died at several times the rate of the men who abstained. A French doctor once claimed he crossed the Atlantic on seawater and fish. A German doctor repeated the trip to prove him wrong. Bony fish are less salty than the sea around them. You press the fluid out, but the flesh is protein, and protein has to be processed. Getting rid of the nitrogen costs water too. Eating without drinking kills faster than not eating at all. One family, 11 days out, found the last door. Their stomachs would not hold the filthy water they had collected. So they stopped using their stomachs. It worked. The kidneys got what they needed. That is what this stage asks of people. Day 4. Everything the ocean offers him costs more water than it gives. Day 6. Something bumps the raft from underneath. Dave feels it through the floor, under his back. This is the moment the whole ocean has been building to. A fin comes around the tube and keeps going. Here is the part nobody says out loud. Sharks are a rounding error. Best estimates put them under 2%. Drowning, cold, and thirst take the rest. When a warship went down in 1945, the sharks got the story. Modern reviews of that wreck are less generous. Most of the men the sharks reached were already dead. Dehydration, hypothermia, fuel oil. The sharks arrived last, but something called this one in, and it was not bad luck. 2 days ago, Dave caught a fish. He could not finish it. He had nowhere cold to keep it, so he tied it to a line and hung it over the side. He is keeping it fresh. A dead fish on a string for 2 days. Everything leaving it drifts downstream. Blood, oil, small pieces of tissue. A shark reads that from a long way off. So does everything else he has put over the side. waste, salt, the nitrogen his kidneys dump. He has been broadcasting for 4 days. There is a second signal he cannot switch off. Low-frequency vibration. Irregular. Weak. That is what a dying fish sounds like underwater. It is also what a man with no working arms sounds like. The line goes tight and snaps. The fin turns once and leaves. It never touched him. It came for what he hung out for it. Day 6. The ocean did not find Dave. Dave advertised. He still has one fish left. He ties it to what is left of the line. Something is happening that no shark could do. He is starting to stop. Day 8. Dave has not moved in 6 hours. He is awake. His eyes are open. Nothing is wrong with him that was not wrong yesterday. That is the point. There is a way of dying that has no cause of death. A researcher gave it a name in 2018, give up-itis. It is not a mood. It is a measurable failure at the front of the brain. The part that decides to do things stops deciding. It comes apart in a fixed order, always the same. First, a man goes quiet. He stops talking. Then he stops looking after himself. Then he stops wanting anything at all. Not sad, not afraid, empty. Then he stops responding to pain, and then he stops. It normally takes 3 weeks. Out here, it moves faster. Here is the part that is hard to believe. Survivors have been found dead beside water they never opened. Rations still sealed. They could see it. They could reach it. They could not make themselves take a drink. It is not weakness, and it is not a choice. The circuit that turns wanting into doing is gone. Dave has not opened the water pouch in a day and a half. He is looking at it. 8 days without sleep or water does something else. He starts seeing things, a shoreline, a ship, someone he knows on the tube. This is common enough to have a name. In 1943, whole rafts reported the same island. The same island, at the same time. It was not there. So what separated the men who came back? Not strength, not hope. The ones who lived kept doing pointless things on schedule. Checking, counting, fixing what did not need fixing. The routine was the treatment. Day 8. The body outlasts the reason to use it. In 3 days, a plane will pass over this raft. Day 11. Dave hears an engine. He has not heard anything but water in 9 days. A search plane coming right at him. This is where it ends. It does not. Surviving and being found are 2 different jobs. Nothing he did for 11 days helps with the second one. From 300 meters up, the ocean is not blue. It is glare and whitecaps and 10,000 moving bright things. An orange canopy is one more of them. Search crews have a number for how much ocean one pass clears. For a raft this size in this weather, 2.4 miles wide. A head in the water is worth almost nothing past half a mile. Dave is in the raft. He has drifted for 11 days. Wind and current move a raft dozens of miles a day. Every day the box they have to search gets bigger. By now it is thousands of square miles. They fly a pattern. He is not on it. He waves. With arms that have not worked since minute 10. The flare is good for 3 miles in daylight. The plane is closer. He cannot open the kit. It passes overhead and keeps going. This is documented. One man drifted 76 days. He watched ships pass. Mirrors, smoke, nothing reached them. What actually gets people found is a radio beacon. It does not care about glare or waves. It was on the ship. The ship is on the bottom. He keeps to the routine anyway. It is the only treatment he has. Day 11. Living through it and being found are separate problems, which is when a cargo ship on a route sees something orange. A hull, 11 stories of it, stops beside the raft. Dave has been alone for 11 days. It is over. It is not over. This is the second window. 8 of every 10 deaths out here happen in 2 of them. The first took him in the first 15 minutes and let go. This is the other one, and it is about 90 seconds long. For 11 days, the water has been doing him a favor. It presses on his legs and belly constantly from every side. That pressure squeezes blood up out of the lower body. It keeps his heart filled. It keeps his brain supplied. He has been standing in a suit made of ocean. Meanwhile, he has been losing volume the whole time. Cold makes kidneys dump fluid. Thirst did the rest. There is far less blood in him than there was on day 1. Take the water away and the arrangement fails. A line comes down. Dave reaches for it. Nobody makes him. It is the last decision he makes out here. He stands up. The pressure is gone from his legs in 1 second. Every vessel below his waist opens. Blood he cannot spare falls into them. Pressure at the brain goes to nothing. A cold heart cannot speed up to fix it. Dave is unconscious before he clears the water. This has a name, circumrescue collapse. It kills before, during, and after. In one wartime study, 160 men were pulled from cold water. 17% were dead within a day. One ship took 12 men aboard alive. 9 died on the deck. Another took 9. 4 died. None of them drowned. None of them froze. They were lifted upright and could not pay for it. The crew gets Dave flat on the deck in about 4 seconds. That is the whole rule. Horizontal. It is why he opens his eyes and the men on that deck did not. 11 days built the debt. The lift collected it. Minute 1. Again. 11 days of ocean. 90 seconds of deck. The water was never the hard part. Would you have stood up? Subscribe and see what heat does to a body instead.